without the caring element, without us giving a shit about the person next to us or the person that we don't see in the equation. Without those things, we're not going to really be able to prosper.
In order to, like, believe in this false system of injustice. And that's the foundation of everything we got going on today. Like, we instantly should be, like, straightening out problems like this. Like, why aren't we, like, wrapping up the problems in the world, like homelessness and, like, hunger and, like, kids that are dying?
So we're about to get started here. I need you to understand the reason that I'm doing this is that I can't, it makes me sick to my stomach what's going on right now in the entire world, on the entire planet. People are being attacked. I mean, they say that there's war, but they only show you a portion of the actual war. So we're going to break down, we're going to get into a bunch of stuff, man. I'm going to break it all down to you. We're going to talk about the news. We're going to talk about the weather. We're going to talk about earthquakes. I'm going to show you maps. I can't watch mainstream news. I just can't watch it. Because it's not only are they like promoting an agenda, right? But they're hiding other stories that right now are extremely relevant and need to be discussed. I can't take it anymore. I'm sick to my stomach. So here we are. My name's St. John. If you don't know who I am, that's fine. You can go and you can watch my previous information about who I am and what I represent. Okay? Because I don't really care about that. This particular 3.3, channel 3.3, is going to be edutainment. It's going to be something that's going to provide content to the masses that they are not seeing on mainstream. We need to address these issues. So if you'll notice over here, I've got the Stream Deck up. So as I go through different windows and talk about different topics, you're going to see what's coming up next. Okay? This is the real news. This is new news now. This is CandyassCarnivalTime when it comes to demonstrating what their version of the narrative is. And I'm going to expose their agendas. And here we are, guys. Welcome. Thanks for taking time out of your busy schedule to tune in to something a little different. Okay, a little bit less mainstream. Like I'm on the fringe of the fringe and I'm looking around and I still can't get anybody to tell me what's really going on. So I've taken the responsibility to bring this information to you. I want you to notice that I have Miss Athena here with us. She's here in spirit. You can find out more about her if you go back and you watch some of my episodes. You can find out about me if you go back and watch some of my episodes. I don't care if you don't like me. I don't care if you disagree with me. But I'm going to try to present these facts to you guys. And if I don't know who's doing it. I don't see it going on anywhere. And a couple of people that I was paying attention to that were doing this shit, they're dead. Like they're not around anymore. And I'm scared. I'm scared because I'm a target. You're a target. We're all targets. So let's get into this. Pay attention to the Stream Deck. You see the Stream Deck? It's underneath of me here. Right there. Let's start with the bullshit news. Like, because when I went, I just took a look, man, and it made me so sick. I just went and took a little peek-see before I pushed this button to go here. And I already know what's going on. Let's show it. You ready? Here. We'll start with this one. Breaking news. This is big news, guys. Big news. Guess what's going on? More of the same bullshit distractions about these criminals, these intergenerational crime families that think that they're running the planet. Now, I got news for you. They really are convinced that they run this shit. Yeah. But however, they wouldn't run it if we, right? Let's go over here. Let's pay attention here. If we didn't have elections. Imagine that. Imagine if the election day comes and nobody goes to vote. Who's representing us? We need to start representing ourselves, right? 10 indictments, right? But this is like big news. This is real important stuff. More of the, there used to be a term for it back in back in the day. They called it gerrymandering, where they would go back and they would sling shit back and forth to one another. I can't believe, I can't believe people still think that this two-party democratic process bought and sold by billionaires is still a possibility. It's still a solution somehow. I can't believe that you guys are on that page still. I had to do this, man. Like, I'm hot. I'm pissed. I can't stand this anymore. Here we go. Okay. Not surprised. Not surprised, right? All-time high, they say. Wow. I can't even say it on here because they'll ban and block me. If I click on it and there's pictures of kids, they'll ban and block me. Dozens more could be dead. Okay, so, all right, so what you'll notice here, right, is that this is the top story. These are some bullshit stories that they want you to understand and know about. Usually sports. Look at this guy. He's over here doing his Argentino peso plunge, right? Okay. Money systems around the planet are collapsing. I'm like, we know all that, right? Let's go. Hold on. I'm going to show you. See this one here in the middle, right? The one in the middle here? This is the story. This is the story with their fake governor that got in there fakely. Go look it up. They didn't want him in there. Nobody wanted him in there. He's from my state, Pennsylvania. He's not even supposed to be involved with Hawaii. How's he representing people he don't know nothing about? Oh, because as soon as he landed and took office, guess what happened? A whole bunch of people bought property down there. Not you or I. And they wanted to buy out a bunch of people, and they blocked all kinds of constructions and all kinds of stuff, man. Go look. Go look. I dare you to. Come back and comment and let me know what they said. Because I want to know too, right? Hawaii wildfires. Governor warns dozens more could be dead. They're up to 99 right now. Right? Now this picture, right? This, oh man. Whew. There's a little self-preservation in this broadcast. Like, okay, because I know that where I'm at now, geographically, in the United States of America, they've been drying out the area. Heat wave after heat wave after heat wave after heat wave, right? They've been drying out the area, and now it's primed. It's ready to go. So they fire up the hurricane systems, right? They come through. They blow winds. And then they light fires at the same time now. That's their new thing. That's what they've been doing. You'll see it. And people know who these instances are that are in the know. But if this is your first time joining us, right? If this is your first time joining us, I'll tell you, this must be just like living in paradise. If this is your first time joining us, I'll tell you, this must be just like living in paradise. Living in paradise. This must be just like living in paradise. This is the real news, guys. This is the other half of the war. This is the war that's going on that they're not bringing you the information about. This is it. Let's see if they talk about anything that's actually going on. Claim 99 lives, tragic stories, 10 to 20 people per day, and like, look at this. This looks like Baghdad Boulevard the first time they tried out these Mountain Dew. The first time they tried out their Mountain Dew. Baghdad. Go look it up. I dare you to. Go look it up. And this is what people's living situation looks like now. Trying to rescue whatever they can. People donating clothes and toys and diapers and toilet paper. It's like, it's burning my heart. It's preoccupied my thoughts to be here, to do this. Wow. Hotels, donations, the GoFundMes are running. It's standard. There's a whole economy now that exists because of natural disasters. It's been going on for a decade or more. 2 decades. 2 decades worth, ever since, Bush Jr. was in office. This has been big business, guys. Big business. And this is where people are right now. This is coming to a town near you. This is coming to a family member, a relative, someone that you love and care about, near you. This is what's coming. Now, I want you to pay attention because I'm going to show you. We're going to get into that. Let me get out of this news story. I like how this one had a lot of pictures, so that's kind of good because I haven't seen very many pictures, and I haven't really been looking. So, this, juvenile sentencing in the U.S., barbaric, racist, and ineffective. So, when I was in state prison, for those that don't know, I spent almost 8 years of my life incarcerated. For those that don't know, I have 8 years since I taken a criminal lifestyle choice. I've had 8 years since I've gotten on my knees and said to myself that I'm not going to live that way anymore, and meant it. 8 years. 2 and a couple months worth of those years of in and out incarcerations were in the state prison system of Pennsylvania. They called it state, going up top. That's how we referred to it, going up top. Well, while I was in there was a big thing going on with the juvenile offenders and how they were wrongfully convicted and sentenced to adult life sentences. And they reversed a bunch of stuff, and a bunch of them guys got out, man. And, of course, I met 10 or 15 good ones. Old men. We're not talking about kids getting back out or young men getting back out. I'm talking about they've been incarcerated for 20, 15 years, 20 years, 30 years of their life, and they get back out. Most of them had good attitudes. Some of them wrote books. Some of them were committed to getting involved with youth programs when they got out and helping people and preventing people from doing what they did to end up incarcerated. They weren't innocent, but they were rehabilitated. Now, I'm not promoting the jail system because I do not like the jail system. Not by a stretch. Not by any means necessary. Any means necessary do I support. Not by any means necessary do I support government or any of their institutions. Nada. Not at all. Zero. Zip. Zilch. So this has been going on, this particular situation's been going on for a long time. And, there's something to be said about all different avenues of this. And I'm sure they're not going to talk about those different avenues. Not what I would talk about, right? But look, here we go. 93 confirmed that. They're saying 93. Locals fear Lawana. Am I saying that right? I don't know. I'm sorry if I ain't saying it correctly. No disrespect intended. Rebuild dominated by rich outsiders. And here's the one that I like the most. This one here. This one's good, right? This is how liberal comedians became lapdogs for establishment power. I don't even want to get into it. You want to see a good comedian? Hold on, I'm going to show you a good comedian. Let's get a good comedian for you real quick, because it's important. It's important. I'm going to bring up a good comedian real quick, okay? Let me see. So you want to see what a good comedian looks like? He was on this guy's show right here, the Vincent Oshana show. Pretty interesting stuff. Pretty good topics. This gentleman's name is Jimmy Shubert. I went to see him live in St. Cloud. St. John, went to St. Cloud, watched Jimmy Shubert. was an interesting affair. It's very personal to me because his father and my father were actually friends, so it's kind of cool, right? But here you go. Let's just get right into it, right? Because it says he destroys the deep state. That's the name of the episode. Destroys the deep state. You ready? Let's get right to it. There we go.
Got it. We got the cameras in Epstein's cell.
Oh, that's a
God. Hold on.
Yo, no more of that. I don't want.
Yeah, so
Yeah,
this is
trying to get
cool.
illustrated
to
crotch.
fixation
Another
thing.
guy who won't be reproducing anytime soon.
Ever again. And speaking
All right,
of
you
dumb,
ready?
Jimmy, speaking of dumb, and you talking about drugs, as everybody knows at home, and I know it was in the news, but not for a crazy long time, the Secret Service found cocaine in the White House by the West.
I got news for you. If it was my cocaine, they would have said it was Jimmy Shubert's cocaine. You know, they're telling me there was no fingerprint on the bag of cocaine, no fingerprint on it. But by telling me that you couldn't find out whose cocaine it was, you're telling me whose cocaine it was.
Dude.
Because there's 20 cameras in every room in the White House.
The
But
ones-
who's watching the cameras? The same guys that had Epstein's cell covered? We got it.
I can't, guys. Breaking news. Blah, blah. The other one. Blah, blah. Regurgitating the same shit. Hollywood and sports. Hollywood and sports. Let's see. Oh, here we go. Record-breaking wildfires. Let's see. Let's just see if they got anything. Wars nearly 100. Coming days. How were the boats on fire? In the water. Like anybody can look at this picture and say to themselves, well, yeah, like the trees caught fire and then the houses caught fire and it was bad, dry season. But come on, really? Seriously? Like, the trees don't look as bad as the properties themselves. They look demolished. It looks like bombs went off inside all of them. They're gone. Blah, 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 blah. Homeless encampments. Oh, here comes the money. $700. I'm going to give you some checks, people. We're going to buy you out. So, like, Biden says no comment on the wildfires. Like, is he starting to get honest? Does he not want to lie about it anymore? Like, directed energy weapons, people. Directed energy weapons. I can't. I just can't. Let's get rid of some of these. Get rid of some of these. Blah, blah, blah. Get rid of some of these. Right? Let's go back. Let's see. All right, so we'll go to this one. Let's see what this one's saying. Blah, 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 blah. Regurgitating all the same shit. Okay, guess what's coming now, guys? You see it in there? Right in the middle there. See it? Got more of that bullshit coming your way. Not for me. Not for me. I promise you. Never sleever. Never chipper, never sleever, never tester. Never even tester. Not doing it. Not doing it. I don't support it. I don't support the science. So leave me alone. Go knock on the next person's door. Inform yourself, people. This is not the way you want to be going. Blah, blah, blah. More the same. Oh, here goes. Here goes. Wow. I just can't, man. Nobody's going to jail. Ain't nobody going to jail. And if they do, it's only going to be for a couple days. First of its kind. This is the kind of stuff that you got to pay close attention to. Right? This is the kind of stuff you got to pay close attention to because look at how perfect they did this story. Guys, man. Groundbreaking legal victory. Government duty. What's it say? Establish a government duty to protect citizens from climate change. The stance of ruling could set important legal precedent. Though experts said the immediate impacts are limited and state officials pledged to seek to overturn the decision on appeal. Right? Fossil fuel permits. Ask those people down in Hawaii, whatever checks or subsidies or whatever goes on down there, if they're able to buy property or rebuild property on their own property already down there. I bet you the answer is consistently nope across the board. One of the things that this governor's been fighting, any kind of land permits or land building or construction permits or construction building, zoning requirements, all this stuff is through the roof by design. By design. I can't anymore. Greenhouse gas emissions. I can't anymore. What are we going to feed the trees, guys? Come on now. Now this one's going to get good. This one's going to get good because this comes from a friend of mine, this particular page. And I like to save the good ones for last. You know, like this is pretty much last on the news because I'm not going into news anymore. I'm not going to tell you any more about what the fuck they're saying because it's bullshit and you know it. That's why I don't go look at it, right? This is what real news looks like. I put a post up on Facebook back when the wildfires were going on in Canada, right? Okay, so we got fires to the north, fires to the south, fires to the west. Okay? We got a very slow, low hurricane season. It's about to ramp up. They're telling us that they're getting ready to do it. And I'm going to show you. I'm going to show you all that. Man. This is the one I want to see, though. Look, let's go back down that rabbit hole again, right? Real quick. Let's just see. You know, now that we've gotten the, now that we've gotten the whole, yo, I can't, man. Evidence. I can't, guys. I just can't, man. The UFOs are coming. Everything's coming out. Everybody's going to, you know, there's about to be a major, major false flag or direct active operation on this continent. Propagated by none and only. None and only. I laugh. It's not funny, though, because it's probably going to happen and it's going to affect where I live. It's going to affect me and my health on a personal note. But, you know, like, what about all the hundreds of thousands of millions of people that are on the population agenda list that are not going to be here in a year? In a year. They're ramping things up, guys. It's getting serious. I needed to go live to tell you that it's getting serious. Longtime readers, conspiracy, blah, 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 criminal complicity, right? All right. Innocent explanation for a fraudulent autopsy. There's no innocent explanation for a fraudulent autopsy. So now, I guess we're still talking about the autopsy here? And the weekend of the assassination. Who is this? Hawkeye Works? Photographic Operations? It's too much, man. It's too much. Among the things the CIA did was with its altered copy was to delete frames that tended to establish criminal culpability of the national security establishment. Including, thank you, Bill Cooper, William Cooper, Pale Horse, go look in. I dare you. Right? Type it in. Go look at it. I dare you. Thank you, William Cooper. Elements of the Secret Service. I saw it. They showed it to you. You weren't looking. You were looking at the lady in the red dress. Oh, wait, no. It was polka dot dress. That was the other assassination. But they got another one on tap for us. It's coming. They lined him up like, you know, sheep to the slaughter. We could talk about that, too. My family actually has a direct connection with my brother and the guy, the comedian. His father was involved with, and my brother was involved with the investigation in a Ted Kennedy assassination plot. So, like, these things go on all the time. There's always, like, this regeneration of bullshit that just keeps constantly reoccurring and reoccurring and reoccurring. They'll kill you. They'll kill you. Controlled opposition nowadays, because, you know, it's everywhere. It's everywhere. I can't, guys. All right, so that's that one. Let's go back to Jet News for a minute because, let's see. Uh-oh. Might not have it. Probably updating. That's all right. Let's go here. Let's go ahead and see what the good old carbon map's saying this week. Let's see. Let's play that.
We're used to seeing the world like this. Though if countries are resized to represent their true area, it actually looks more like this. But area is only one way of looking at the world. This site gives some others, such as where the people are and where the money is. Mainly though, this site is about climate change. Browse the responsibility maps to see how each country helps drive global carbon emissions, from extracting fossil fuels and burning them, through to consuming the goods and services that result. You can also see historical emissions, most of which are still in the air, and potential emissions that are currently locked up in coal, oil and gas reserves. In addition, you'll find some vulnerability maps which show the people most at risk from climate change, such as those already exposed to droughts, floods and extreme temperatures. Click on a country to see its national data, and if you like, use the shading drop-down to overlay extra information. For example, we can add shading to show where population is rising, the red areas, or falling, the green areas. If we then click the emissions map, you can see that the countries with the fastest growing populations currently release very little CO2. But click to the people at risk map, and we can see that those same booming populations are very exposed to climate change impacts.
I'm hoping
So
it's
that's the
almost
carbon
over.
map. Click around to get a better handle on this crucial but complex topic.
All right, guys. Did you hear him say anything about the consumption of the environment absorbing carbon in any way whatsoever? Did you hear him talk about any trees, plants, flowers, any of that stuff and what they do? What they do? What they do? Trees, flowers, plants. You're suffocating them. But it's funny because, like, you want to talk about climate effects. But we'll get rid of that word climate change. Spare change is more like it. That's what they're into. Climate change is not climate change. It's climate effects, right? You have the effect of the climate, right? We're going to talk about that. Let's go there. Let's go where we at. We were at news. Oh, real quick, let's just check in, right, and see what epidemics are on tap. Because this is the underground news. They're not going to tell you about what's going on with any of this, right? Let's bring this over here so we can see. All right, this was 17 hours ago. In the capital of Mongolia, Ulaanbaatar, 3 cases of infection, presumably bubonic plague, has been identified. Have been identified. Like, they can't even speak right. I don't know. Maybe it's me because I'm from Philly. I don't know. I have an accent. I don't know. The National Center for Study of Zoonotic Infection said, who the hell is zoonotic? I guess it's their version of the CDC, right? Let's see. 4 residents of the Republic of Tyre were diagnosed with anthrax, right? So we got all this stuff going on. You can go ahead and check that out. That is liveuamap.com, okay? It's not a bad thing to be looking at. Let's just see real quick because we know we have a lot of stuff going on with this too. And we have to look at, we have to look at everything, guys. Like this right here is the power outages. Looks like California is the hot spot right now. Right? 16,000. But it's just because it hasn't reached 10,000. But there's power outages in almost every single state always. We'll go all the way up through. You can see Pennsylvania 2,000. New York's 4,500 almost. 66 up in the top there. Let's see, 1,500 in Wisconsin. People in Indiana, 1,500 and 1,200. These are like normal storms, probably knocking out these powers, right? You see how many they track there. They track all these customers. This is a very important map, okay? Very important map. If you yourself has anything going on, you would want to go and look at this map as soon as possible to see what's going on, right? So let's go to air and fire, right? So here's like breaking news, like while I'm putting this stream together and coordinating this and trying to get this out, breaking news. Here's another one, guys, just in case the first one wasn't good enough. Look, this is the distraction, people. It's coming at us in all kinds of different ways, man. Look, I'm about to show you what's really going on, guys. Like, that's what I intended to do, is to show you what's really going on. So, we did the epidemics, we did the power outages, and please, write those websites down or, save them in your phone, or especially your phone, because, you might lose power in your house and you won't have access to it, but, on your computer, your laptop, your phone, utilize these resources that I'm providing to you. Because look, when the power goes out at my house, the first thing that I do is I go and look and see what is going on with the power outages. That's immediate, man. That's not something that I think about. I do that. That's what I do. I just go there. Oh, look, something's changed. See? Just in a few minutes. Look, customers out. 12,000 people do not have power right there. And then another 12, wait, this is all Michigan. Okay, yeah. So 12,000 people in Michigan do not have power right now. And if they were able to watch my broadcast, they could see that, like, on a local level, when it happens to me, like, I look and I say, oh, man, like, I go and I look at this site because I want to see, is it, like, just a local thing? Like, maybe a tree went down and it's something that, like, the power company's going to fix quickly and I'm going to be, like, back online for you guys? Or is it something that's affecting my region? 12,000 people, man, that's not something that's going to get resolved in a minute or two. You know what I'm saying? So, and then this one popped up. Look at this one. 21,000 people right now are without power in Tennessee. 21,000 and a half. This is crazy, guys. And this is just in. So, almost 26,000 people in California. I'm telling you guys, it's coming. They know. They're on to us telling each other what the truth is. And now they're trying to stop us. And they're trying to shut us all down. And I feel for you guys. I hope that people are prepared for these type of situations. You must have an emergency kit. You must have emergency supplies. You must have a means to defend yourself. This is where we're at, guys. Like, when they come to the door, it's no thank you. No thank you. I don't need your assistance. I don't need what you have to offer me. Does that make sense? I don't know. Let's get into it. Let's see if we can figure out what's going on in these regions, because it's important, man. Like, this is crazy. So we got Tennessee and Illinois we need to look into further. And California, like, what the hell is going on in California again? I just saw stuff like this going on the other day there. It's a hard state to live in. Most of the people that have any common sense or money got out of that state immediately. How many people live in the woods, in the hills, and the mountains surrounding there, like homeless people? There's YouTube channels, guys. You can find them. Go look up. Go and see. I dare you. Let's get into this, man. Let's just get into this. No, I'm blocking you. I don't want you to know who the hell I am and what I'm about. Look, this only covers the United States area, you know, continental U.S., a little bit of South America, some of Mexico, but you can see the plume. See the plumes? These are all coming from these really red, intense hot spots. You got one up here that's like unbelievable right now. What is it? Unhealthy. Parts per million, 2.5. It's got an AQI of 155. It's bad, guys. Do not get yourself caught up in this situation, right? And we got more. Parts per million, 65 AQI. Bad, guys. You don't want to be breathing the air, right? But look at these plumes, right? Like, see how they're going up and around and, you know, but somehow, some way, even though the winds, as you can see very clearly on this map, somehow, some way, even though the winds are carrying the bulk of it northward, right? Because that's a military strategic movement right there of air particles that can be used. Particles that can be used in weather weaponry, right? Weather modification, right? Man. Weather weapons that can be used for weather modification. But the interesting thing is, look at this map. The entire half side of the United States of America, right, is covered with smoke. Some of it very deep and dark. How does the smoke that's pushed northward, according to the plumes that we see, right? How does the smoke that's being pushed northward end up so far southward, right? I mean, these are just like general questions. I don't know the answers to these questions, right? I would assume that there's some type of wind apparatus working, upper atmosphere. But we're going to look at those maps and see what's going on with that, right? But remember that we talked about this, right? 121 AQI, right? Let's see. Got down here. So this also, not only does it show this particular map, not only does it show, and this is fire.airnow.gov, right? Not only does it show the current plumes and the air indexes, but it also shows the latest forest fires that are going on and how many acres are being burned. So right here we have Black Lagoon fire, right? Then we have let's see, what else? That's the Black Lagoon. We just did that one. Let's see. Let's zoom in a little here, right? You can click on all these 162 acres, Whipple Fire Road, right? Let's see. What's this one? 162. One right next door burning. 107, right? 185. 110, right? Then we get up into these situations here, right? What's this, right? So we click the yellow is moderate, right? So when you see moderate, you know what that is, yellow. What else do we have? They're letting you know the air is good here, right? Like, that's what the green means. But if you come over into some of these regions where, like, this stuff's going on here, look, I'll give you some examples here. 550 acres. That's no joke, man. That's a lot of fire burning right there. Let's see this one. What's this one got? 677 acres. Lady B. Right? That's Lady B right there. Burning. Burning the whole region over here. That's crazy, man. 676 acres. Like, how do I put that into perspective for you? I don't even know how. Like, think about it, right? Think about a football field, right? What's that, an acre? The actual perimeter of the field, like an acre? It's 667 or 77. Here you go, 3,050 acres. That's the look. That's no joke, right? That's serious business right there. That is serious business right there. And this is going on all the time, guys. All the time. This is going on. 1,200, almost 1,200 Bonnie Bear, right? So look, we'll go over here. Like, that was all like the, that region. It's always hot, that kind of stuff. Could happen naturally, but man, don't it seem odd that it's all going on at the same time? 100 acres here. Let's scoot on over here and see what we got. Got some stuff in the, some of these regions. You got to look, man. You got to see what's going on here. Here's Florida. I always focus on what's going on around me because that's important, right? The interesting thing is like the line from where I live, like it almost cuts through this barrier like I'm like right on the edge, like literally right on the edge of the smoke. But I pay attention to this stuff. Like what, like you think the smoke is a joke. The smoke ain't a joke. Like they're using the smoke as a particulate matter in the sky above our heads so that they can, control the weather around us, right? But these are some of the fires that are close to me, right? That's Oak Street, right? Did we do Oak Street already? I think we did. Here's Whipple Fire Road. All right, we'll close that one out. But they're all over. They're all over, guys. Look at this one up here. What's this one say? Mount St. Michael. Unhealthy for sensitive groups. 125 AQI. Unreal. Unreal, guys. Unreal. Look. Unhealthy. 155 AQI. Have a plan. Have a plan so that you know what to do. All right? Because look, some of it is Mother Nature, natural course of events, right? However, a lot of this is by design. They're sending these particulars up. They're all going into the same direction, right? They're gathering them here for whatever reason. But at the same time, they're capitalizing. Like, they always have this saying, they say, we don't let any catastrophe to go to waste. They're capitalizing on this smoke that's in our regions, guys. This is being used against us. And I want you to like imprint this smoke map into your mind. Like the way this drops down and dumps right in this area here. Like I want you to really pay attention to this smoke line when we're looking at the weather maps and the Dopplers and the DuPage and, you know, all the other ones, because we're getting ready to do that. We're getting ready to do that now. First, let's do the EPA for air quality for my people that don't have lungs like me, right? Let's see what the EPA says. Oh, look, surprisingly, everything's good, according to them. According to them, everything's good. Everything's blue dots. Is that what that means? I don't know. Let's see. All right, so they want you to view on it. All right, so let's click on one and see what it says. I'm just curious. Gamma count, right? All right, there it is. It's by gamma, right? Okay. All right, interesting. It says near real airtime, which means that they're garbage because this is garbage. Like, when's the date? June what? We're in August, guys. This is like useless information. Going to websites like this is pointless. But I always go to check just to see if there's anything new going on. Because they're like the ones that tell you, like, this is how we're changing you. This is how we're going to regulate all that, right? Here's the allergy map. If you live in these regions here, you got allergy problems, right? You got serious allergy problems. All these regions, right? Man, I want to see what's going on with these power outages. So let's back up a little here. Let's go ahead and let's go check over into the weather real quick just to see what's going on, man. Because all right, so we can look at, there's a bunch of different ones that we can look at. Let's try this one just to start off. Like, this is like a real generic one, but it kind of gives you like a play-by-play by hour. So let's zoom in on those hot spots, right? So we had Illinois, or Michigan, whatever it was, and Tennessee. I see like a heavy whirlwind effect going on here, it looks like. This is over a period of time. Let's go back in time a little. Let's go back one day and see what we missed, guys. Because something happened here, right? Something just happened now. Mexico here, right? By sending storms this way. That's what they're trying to do. And then it'll push more systems this way. And then it'll combine in the middle here. But they're looking to strengthen these storms that are out here in the Atlantic Ocean as well. But we're going to get into that in a minute. Let me see here. What's this, though? This is like crazy. Like, all right, so August 3rd. All right, these are all old things. That's kind of stupid that they have them on there. I don't like tropical disturbance. Yeah, so these are just like this map here is junk. Like, I don't have any kind of respect for this map. But it does show a bunch of stuff going on up this way. So, you know, moderate rain, heavy rain. We got heavy rain, And then, Philadelphia, I got a lot of relatives up that way and friends and family, and they're all saying that it's just nonstop rain there. So, and you can see, like I said, nonstop. All right, so we got winds. Let's see what the winds look like on this particular map. Looks like they're really converging here. And this is where the power's going out. So I'm assuming like they're actually trying to start like Lando canes, like where the storm systems actually are created in these warmer waters off of the Michigan and Illinois areas. And it's creating like this down trough of moisture. The heat is just unbelievable. Look at this pocket of heat that they just rested over Florida right here. We used to see this a lot out this way, and it's still going on. You can see this big pocket right here where it's all like blocked. There's no real movement or interaction. It's to keep the coast of California dry. That's what they do. It's crazy. All right, so let's get out of this one. I don't like that one. That's Zoom Earth. You can go look at that anytime you want to, our site. How do I explain this in a way that makes sense? Okay. So, wow, man, we got some really, really dark stuff going on here, right? Dark. That's all light precipitation. And then we have the green, which is a little heavier. But when we see the red, like that's where the red and the orange and the yellow, that's where the major things that you want to pay attention to are. And it's funny because where did we say that those power outages were? Right here in Tennessee. That storm right there is what's doing it, guys. And then up here, this Lando cane that's occurring on the Illinois area. That's why we have all those outages there in California. California's got their own little thing going on over here. So we're going to look into the different aspects here. So let's start with this one. Let me go. I'm going to start with my area, if you don't mind. So we got the. This is called the veggie. As you can see, nothing going on there. It's called snow and ice. As you can see, there's no snow and ice. All right. But here, look. So here's the smoke. This is the plume. Now, what is occurring? What's making this plume occur, right? That's what we want to look at, right? So what did we say we were looking at? We were looking at regional sectors, right? And where are we clicking here? We're clicking here. Let's try this one. Let's see if this one gives us a little bit better, right? Yeah, this is the origin of the plume. Let's see what's going on and how this plume is occurring, right? Okay, so we have the smoke, right, that we already looked at. We know that there's smoke, right? The smoke is very heavy with this yellow band. The yellow stands for so they're mid-level waves. That's what the yellow is. And we go to the top phase one. Let's see the top phase. So you see all these little plumes just starting up over here, right? Just above Louisiana in the state here. Right. So this is the area right here in Tennessee that's being hit the most with this particular storm front, right? And there's some good people out there that you can go and watch to get like storm information. Some of them are like in the middle of it. Like Climate Viewer is pretty good. There's another guy. I'll get into that, but I just want to show you like, so let's go with sub-regionals, right? Because I want to break this down a little bit here. So see if we can figure out what's going on. Let's go up here to it just look like bubbles erupt, but it is right on the line. So you got one pressure system pushing downward, you got another system pushing upward. The southern system is moisture and heat and high elevated moisture as it runs into this cooler area, right? But the problem is because there's so much smoke in the air. Let's see this. This is dead center on this, right? So the interesting thing about this particular storm up here in this region, right? The Lando cane that we see like spinning in all different directions and all this stuff, right? The Lando cane, the center of it is exactly where that WRD, weather Doppler radar. No, it's WDR. WDR 188 is located right in the center of where all this activity is going on. Now that's a coincidence, of course. Let's go ahead and see. Let's see if we can see particle size. What are they showing us? A lot of satellites aren't working, guys. These satellites aren't working, man. Could it be because it's nighttime? I don't know. I don't know. Some satellites are working, though. You see how this is all pushing upward, though? This stream. This is upper level wavelength, right? We saw the lower level. Let's see the lower level. Or no, I'm sorry, mid-level. Mid-level is, well, it's like lower. It's lower than that. But you see how it's pushing so hard, right? That's all that hot air being sucked down and pushed up. And then it's meeting the other hot air. The smoke particles are hitting the moisture. It's scary, guys. It's scary. Here's lower wave level. This is what's going on the very bottom. There's a lot of contaminants in the air. A lot of contaminants in the air on the lower level. See all these, this band? Ozone. Here's a good one to look at. Ozone would be good. There are ozone particles moving around, right? Long wave. And CO2. We'll do CO2 big. Let's do CO2 big. So all the smoke that's coming from the north in Canada is being pushed down into this high pressure heat system that's being pushed up. And then right here in the center, let's go back to the smoke map. Right here in the center, above Louisiana, is where this is origin from. So let's go to this one, right? Block. I don't want them knowing too much about me. All right. So where did we say? So what is this here? Nothing? No. Is there anything on fire here? That's what I'm trying to figure out. Yeah, what's this? Why is that all dark? Maybe it's the map itself. I don't know. Alright, so ain't nothing going on here, man. But there was a whole lot of carbon coming out of that particular region. So, like, what's causing that carbon to go back? Go back. What is causing this carbon right here to appear right here? This is the CO2 map. So I'm going to ask you one more time, and no one can answer these questions for me. That's why I asked them. CO2 map, guys. All right, can you fully see that this is the CO2 map? See what I have selected here, CO2, right? Coming out of this region, it's just blowing hard. CO2, all this heavy ass CO2, from what? Is there a fire? I don't see a fire. Does anybody see a fire? All right. Have a plan, guys. Prepare yourselves. I'm done with the fire. I could show you dots all over that thing. The weather systems, man. Illinois right now is getting hit. If you got loved ones there, check on them. Tennessee is getting hit. California's getting hit. If you got loved ones there, check on them. Let's go. Let's get out of here, man. I can't take any more of this. I can't take any more. We're going here. Cyber news. What's the cyber attacks looking like? What we got going on over there? Heavy hit zones. The heavy hit zones are Central United States, which is where most of the data banks for cloud systems are. Right? Did you know that? Go look. Chicago. Majority of banking systems, computer systems for banking, are engaged in Chicago. These attacks are coming from the USSR and China towards us. Right? You got a couple out here. I don't know what this is. This is crazy. It's like an island of like criminals, hacking criminals. It'll be Hawaii next year, the way they're clearing them out. All right, so let's move right along here. Hold on. We didn't do cyber. Let's go to threats. We do have some threats, guys. There are some threats. All the major URL. I mean, there's all kinds of stuff going on. A lot of stuff was hitting Israel earlier. Now we got United Kingdom. You see what's going on. You see the map. It visually tells you. You see these regions? Like if you click on a region, it tells you like what's going on. It's kind of cool. Let's do China, right? Attack trend. Mostly Trojans. Right? Let's see Israel. Oh, not let me click on. Well, you got Saudi Arabia. It's mostly Trojans. It's usually always Trojans. Educate yourself so you know what to do to protect your systems. All right. See what's going on. Nothing major though. They're all normalized, typical daily basis attacks that occur. There's nothing extraordinary going on here. But if this is the first time you've seen it, then here's the news. This goes on all the time. So we're going to go over to the Earth. It's important. The Earth is important. Okay. You see down here on my thing, I have these different options available to you on the Stream Deck. You see the different options available on the Stream Deck. We'll start with the USGS. See what they're lying to us about. We got some stuff going on here, guys. Let's see. 3.0, 5.0, Alaska. That's not too long ago. Okay, all right. Pay attention, guys. 2.6. We got some strange ones going on in the middle here. 2.5. Yeah, so here's the thing, right? So like this one's a big one over here. I saw this one earlier. 6.1. Like that's huge, right? But I pay attention to the earthquakes, but I'd rather watch, there's a person that I'd rather watch. If you look here on the Stream Deck, you'll see that I have two options for him right here. The two options are Twitch and YouTube for his channels. We'll go to, we'll do the Twitch one first, right? So this is his thing. Like he's got a lot of people that, subscribe to his channel and they see what's going on here. I hate how there's commercials on. It's horrible. All right, so we got this going on here. This is his YouTube. He hasn't been on in a couple days, which is like always disconcerting. Like it makes me think like, is everything okay? Like, is he dead too? Like these are the things that go through my head when I watch these people and I become like enthralled in their material and then they die. So like he breaks down the earthquakes. He actually predicts the earthquakes and shows you how you can follow the wave of rhythm of the wave around the different plate systems. And you can pretty much predict earthquakes. If you're really an enthusiast and you were into it the way he is, you would be able to predict earthquakes within 200 miles within a magnitude and be able to say it's going to happen within this amount of days and be correct. He's really good at what he does, man. There's people all around the world, like, they've tuned into him, and go check out his content, man. You'll see what I'm talking about. So, all right, let's go see what's going on just in case, though. We'll check Hawaii because they're under a serious attack right now. So, Hawaii just had an earthquake. All right, so what's the magnitude? 2 point, okay. All right, so they got stuff going on. What's this other red dot here? 2.4. Does that say 2.4 yet? But if you go and look on the USGS, they'll probably lie to you. If you go and look somewhere else, they'll tell you something else. All right, so let's look, guys. A lot of the stuff that goes on, it has to do with weather. And, like, I'm not trying to get away from weather because this is still what we're talking about here. And I want you to understand that this is like... Hold on now. Give me a second here. Yeah, I want it to be big so you guys can see it. So, like, this is one of the sites that I go to. This is spaceweatherlive.com. Breaks down all the different information concerning solar flares and like what's going on. We do have some this one here, C7.38. That was August 12th. Okay, so that was pretty significant. There was some outings for that one, right? But if we come closer to where we are now, this was today's. This was a C8.99. That's pretty high. That's pretty high. Electronic systems, phone communication systems, maybe these satellites that are down right now, maybe they all have something to do with it. I'm not sure. It could have something to do with the power outages that are going on in those other areas, right? But as you can see, right, 24-hour max, he pointed out the one that I was looking at. 72-hour max, he pointed out the one that I was looking at. Great site, great material. You can go and look at the different types of information. It shows you like the satellites and everything else, man. What a presentation of material here. And you could break it down, like this is not for the faint of heart. Like if you have an enthusiasm onto how the sun is being, what the sun is doing on our planet, like he breaks it down, man. Sunspot regions are coming around, right? We got a couple here, right, that are heading our way, right? You got this one down here, 3404. If you notice, the reason why I'm going to the left-hand side of the screen is because the sun rotates from left to right. So these sunspots, they go all the way around the sun and come back, and it's the same exact spot by the time it gets back over here. It's the same spot in the same spot. It might be bigger, it might be lesser, and they throw out. That's why they have all these numbers, 3403. Each one is numbered, okay? So they come around, and sometimes they get stronger, sometimes they get weaker, and they project these projectiles that are like insane, man. Insane projectiles. Here, look. We'll go ahead and let's see if he's got anywhere you can play it. He might not be the one. The one to watch for that, and all sincerity, is this guy right here. There's nobody better out of everything that I've watched up to this point. I've been watching this guy in Dutch for like, 6 years now for Dutch, and probably 5.5 for Suspicious Observer. And these guys are amazing people, man. I'm trying to aspire to live a lifestyle on the level of how they live today. But I'm also like well informed because of people like him, because of people like Dutch, because of people like Suspicious Observer. Like, man, like he breaks it down. Like, so he's got so much science and so much material involved with his channel. He breaks it down. He always gives you a daily report every day, so you can go ahead and look and see what's going on. Like any kind of science or astronomy news that's released, like he's not susceptible to as much of the brainwashing and paranoia that's going on out there. He's a very real individual doing real shit. He's been doing it for years, and a wealth of information over there. Like, educate yourself about the cycles, the planetary cycles, and the climate cycles that keep occurring on our planet by visiting people like him. All right, and this is always for fun. I do this one here for fun. This one's for fun, guys. Let's see. Where are we at? This one. Oh, that's funny. It don't work. All right, we'll go to this one. This one might. Oh yeah, look, there it is. Exploring the universe. I don't believe you. Time on Mars. Perseverance. Bobby's company's name. I don't believe you. I don't believe you. Just so you know, I don't believe you. But I do believe that you believe in something, and that you're spending an awful lot of money on some shit that's just starting to, like, tip of the iceberg, come to light for people today. We're going to get you. We're going to find out what you've been doing. You'll see. All right, so exploring the universe. CGI, I love it. We got CGI photos. Yeah. Stars and galaxies. Yeah. You can see it the way we want you to say it. I don't believe you. I don't believe you. I think, guys, come on now. So this is what Dutch recommends for you to do if you're interested in earthquakes. Go ahead over there, and you'll see that there's definitely a direct correlation between when an earthquake strikes, a heavy, deep earthquake strikes, it sends out a wave, like a wave pool, and you'll see other earthquakes erupt along the fault lines of the plates. It's not that difficult to understand. So I don't really see anything worth mentioning other than that 6.1, man. But if, like you're an enthusiast like I am, go ahead and check his channels, and, hopefully he's okay, man. It's been a couple days since he put anything on. Maybe he's on Twitch. I'm not on Twitch that much. We'll see. Let's go. Let's get out of there. So we did that. And they're slaves. They're total slaves. And that's what they're bringing to us. That's what they want us to be a part of, guys. All right, so let me go ahead in here and let's see. We'll check this one first. This is the airplanes. All right, flight radar, past 24 hours. Nothing really going on other than regular air flights. Lots and lots of airplanes. Lots and lots of airplanes, right? Let's go over here to this one, right? Where you can see, like, if you hear a plane flying over your house, like right now I heard a plane, so let's go see. The plane that flew over my house was probably this one, right? What's it say it is? All this stuff, right? So you can go ahead and check the flight patterns above your domiciles. You know what I'm saying? See what's going on. They do everything from helicopters on out. I don't really particularly like that one. I do like watching the satellites, though, because I think it's interesting that these things are flying all around up there and nobody really pays much attention to any of it, right? So, like, literally right now, as we speak, where I live, right? This is August 14th, right? Where I live. This one just flew by. So let's see what that is, right? So I can click on that and go and see it, and it'll tell me, oh, look, here's that satellite. This is what it does. Isn't that cool, right? So what is it? It doesn't tell me. It just tells me it's there. Time in orbit. Oh, okay, so this one reads carbon dioxide. All right, cool. That's cool. All right. Sure it does. Probably sprays carbon dioxide all around, right? But you see this, like, in this particular, like, you can see, like, what's this one flying right over top of that storm right now, right? Let's see what that one is. Right? I'm going to show us. Here it is. And this one is the GPM. It's been in orbit for 9 years. And it measures precipitation. Imagine that, right? So that's what it measures, precipitation. Pretty cool stuff, right? Shows us an old map of what's going on, though. So, you know, like, again, you know, day late, dollar short. I don't pay too much attention to that kind of stuff. Now, this is the electronic prison that we're all in that's been created by, some people call this guy a hero. I don't see that at all. I feel him as being someone who's ushering in the bullshit. Here's all these satellites, man. Look how he launched all these satellites, guys. I mean, is anyone even paying attention to any of this shit that these people are doing? I got a couple of them flying, like, right in my area right now, right? It's funny how they got all these ones over here flying around Florida, right? Makes me wonder if they're going to hit us with the, look, that's a NORAD one right there. That was launched in 18th of August, 2020, NORAD, right? What's it say? NORAD 46. Well, we can go see what it is. Let's go look. Just for shits and giggles, you know, because I don't really care. I don't really care. But I do care because I know that they're hitting us with the weather weapon. So let's see what this one says. NORAD. So here's one of your Elon Musk Starlinks with the tag of NORAD, right? It says it's 553 kilometers above us. It's got a 53-degree inclination, right? It was launched on August 18th, 2020. And launch site was Air Force Eastern Test Range. You know, because me as a private citizen, I go over to the Air Force and say, hey, listen, guys, I got a rocket. I'm going to put it on your pad. I'm going to shoot it off into the sky, man. I'm going to shoot the rocket off of your Air Force pad from the sky. And you're going to sanction it, right? Your company, NORAD, is going to sanction that shit. Fuck out of here. Controlled opposition. I can't even believe that the same guy that they're presenting to us, like, I don't get it, man. Maybe he's the one that when they do some kind of catastrophe here. All right, I'm gonna get into that later. All right, so, wow, man, what a fucking find right there. Okay, so that's over Florida. So what are they doing, man? There's a lot of shit going on. I don't trust these people, bro. I don't trust these people. All right, 5 days ago, satellite come crashing down. Interesting. 4 days ago, another satellite come crashing down. That's the same one. All right. 3 days ago, glimpse of crashing. Crash. This shit going on all the time, people. We can't even solve the problems on this planet. We're sending shit up in there. I can't. Yeah, deliberately crashed. All right, so what's on deck? 2 days ago, they're letting us know. Capella. Yeah, Falcon. Next launch successfully launches. Right. See these? Okay. We'll get into that another time, man. I'm not going to burn you guys out too much, man. You guys have been watching. You've been patient, and I appreciate you. I've been checking the chat the entire time. Some of this is pre-recorded, and some of it's live. But I'll tell you, I can stop this live broadcast at any time and take it over and speak to anyone and do anything. I've set this up to be this way for a reason. I could do crime. I could do crime. I don't know if I want to get into it too much, man. It's been a long day already, man. It seems like the weather weapons are taking the focus of what's going on out here, right? But I do want to look at this one. Let's go here real quick. Protests are always a big one. This was 5 days ago. Glendale. Windows. Let's see. 2 months ago, yeah. 2 months ago don't mean shit to me. Right? What we got going on here? Anything recent? A lot of stuff going on, man. Look, pay attention to this, guys. Pay attention to this stuff. This is a protest, man. Tell you what's going on, right? So you know when it's coming to a neighborhood like yours. Now, I was caught up in those protests. You can go back and watch my episodes. You'll see. I ain't trying to promote protesting, because protesting don't do shit. Occupy Wall Street. Stop the Iraq War. How effective was any of that shit? All right, so look, I'm not going to get into the crime. I'm just not. It's late. But I did want to bring these things to you, man, and I wanted you guys to see that, like, this is the show. This is what's coming. This is new news now with all the So I did want to show you guys a lot more stuff, man, but it takes time to show these things, and none of them are as pertinent as the topics that I pointed out in this episode of this broadcast. This was live, guys. I'm here. I'm in the chat. I'm right down in that chat. You want to talk to me, I'm here. And while this is broadcasting, I'll stop this at any time to have a conversation with somebody or to answer someone's question. Trust. Well, that's the news. I'm the revelator.
Of this light.
Thanks for joining.
Like, if you're in your fleshly form, you'd be. So I just keep screaming at him and screaming at him and screaming at him to prove himself, and then suddenly he does. Now, what happens next and the way it happened? Like, this cannot happen unless it's God himself doing it.
Wow, that's quite an intro, isn't it? It's quite a big assumption by her, saying that that cannot happen unless it's, quote, God, end quote, himself. Why so? Couldn't it be a demon? Couldn't it be the demiurge, Lucifer, an AI projection, hologram, shape-shifting entity, alien? There's many other possibilities. Why do people just assume, well, this thing happened or did something that I can't explain or that's beyond human beings, so, quote, it must be God. It'd have to be God. What else could it possibly be, right? Well, then I asked them this question. What God would create a realm of fucking suffering and evil and sickness and disease and trickery and lies and ruled by evil here and just the pain, misery, suffering constant here? What would create this that you would call God? That's what I'm wondering. That you would worship as God. See what I'm saying? So they look at it as, well, it does things that I don't understand that seem magical to me, so it must be God, is their view. My view is, what kind of, quote, God would create this fucking hellhole, this hell realm, this sewer matrix where you're a slave, and you, even if your life isn't that bad, you still have to witness the suffering of others, or you have to tune it out and pretend it doesn't exist, which makes you dishonest and weak. And it could be you next in your next lifetime, because you're not done after you leave your body here. So ignoring it is not the answer. It's not the solution. It just shows that you really don't care about others, but it doesn't get you home free, if you see what I'm saying. You can try that strategy if you want to, but I think it just puts you right back in the recycling bin, and you might be next. You could be, as I've said many times, you could be the child in the wheelchair the next lifetime, where you can't speak and you can't walk. You're nonverbal, you're wheelchair bound, you need caretakers, and you're just witnessing life, and you have zero independence, you have zero privacy, you know. That could be you the next time. Not a threat. It's a real possibility, especially if you ignore them in this lifetime. I'm talking about karma. I'm talking about closing your eyes and saying this doesn't exist. Their pain doesn't exist. What they're going through doesn't exist. My life's okay, so this isn't a soul trap, is their logic. My life's fine, so ignore all other suffering. One of the dumbest things you can do, and weakest too. So I would advise against that. I would advise you to take a real harsh, honest look at reality as it is, right here, right now, in this lifetime of yours.
The duality is like so extreme. It's like so far this way versus so far that way, and it's morality right in the middle. So stick with your guns, you know, like pardon the pun, but stick with your intuition, man, of what's right and what's wrong in most situations. Act according to balance that we're defending that position. Well, anyway, thanks for watching.